Jackals TV has returned to the YouTube airwaves, and tonight we'll be looking at highlights from a game on July 3rd where the Jackals took on the team called the Royals in the 19-plus D2 division in the ASHL Langley. These two teams met earlier in the year. That was a victory for the Jackals, a 3-2 victory for the Jackals, although they were outshot in that game 34-8. So the Royals will be looking to have another dominating performance here tonight, and hopefully a different result for them, but not for the Jackals. These two teams are currently side by side in the standings. The Jackals in third place, the Royals in fourth, separated by one win. So this will be an important game in the standings. As you see with the lineup notes at the top of the screen, the Jackals are down 4 players today and have called up Brad and Chris Marshall to fill in as the spares for the evening. So let's head to the highlights and see how it goes. And this game is going to start similarly to the last time these two teams played. Here come the Royals on the attack. They're going to find this guy in the high slot. He's allowed to walk right in, get a good shot off, but Trevor's there with the blocker to turn it aside. A little bit later, here's a defensive zone faceoff. The Jay's going to pick up the puck behind the net. He's going to cut around in front of his own net and then malfunction at the junction. He runs into Jer, and that player is Johnny on the spot to shovel the puck up over Trevor's glove, and it's 1-0. So remember that play, though, that broken play in front and that quick goal. A little bit later, here's Brad pushing the puck up to Chris Marshall, and he's going to walk in and take this shot. It's going to go wide off the wall, and Rob is his own Johnny on the spot, Robbie on the spot to tap that home as it bounces off the back boards, and the Jackals are back on the board, leveling this game off at 1 midway through the first. And this line is still out there. We see Brad backing up with the puck in the neutral zone, creating self space, saucers that through nicely through a bunch of different players. Chris Marshall picks it up, goes to the right side, takes a shot, but that goes over the net. A little bit later, here the Royals are now. Nice read to pick that puck up, and then he walks in. You can hear it hit the post there, and then it's passed right out front to him, and he sweeps that on net. But Trevor gobbles it up. Nice save, still 1-1. Royals are on the attack again. There's a shot from the right side. Rebound comes out. That player can't get control of it, so it gets pushed up the wall. And that pesky banana peel from last week that got Gary Mizuno returns this week and gets Chris Stuhar before he can clear the puck. But Trevor makes a save on that point shot. The Jackals are looking to replicate their successful play from earlier as Rob bounces that puck off the wall, and it almost bounces out front to Lloyd. And then Rob makes a nice read on the breakout to knock that puck down with his glove, come in on the right side, put it on net, a save is made, and then it looks like Chris Marshall bangs it home on the rebound to put the Jackals up 2-1. However, the Royals are disputing that puck never crossed the line. Referees not exactly in positions to see it, so let's check it out on the replay. You can see the puck loose there to the left of the goaltender. Chris chops at it, and it appears to go behind him, but the referees will deem that puck did never cross the line, or so they've heard, and so it remains a 1-1 game. Royals coming again, and this looks like a standard play for them, trying to create rebounds off the shots, and this time they do. That player can't get enough of it as he shovels it towards the net. Trevor neatly swallows that up with the glove. Here's a nice play by Brad to intercept it, makes one move there, and then a little nice tricky drag move there, and then but watch this move as he comes down the wall. He puts the puck behind himself, cuts to the middle, beats 2 people, and if that third person wasn't there in the middle, he would have had easy access to the net. Some neat moves that ultimately don't end up paying off. Here's a 3-on-1 as time is winding down the first period for the Royals. The player tries to wait it out, but Bob stays with him and deflects the shot attempt up and out of play. So we go to the second period, 1-1. And early in this period, you're going to see Darryl chasing a loose puck down into the Royal zone. And as he pursues that defender, gives him a little shove on the back. That sends the player flying, and that's going to be a penalty. That's a penalty due to man strength there, I think. So either way, though, the Royals go to the power play. That shot goes wide and bounces right out front, and then Jay loses control of it and goes to the other player who can't quite put it in. Goes out to the point, another shot from there. I think that hit the base of the net before going to the corner. Power play continues. That player comes in late, tries to get through a bunch of players. Jackals had 2 cracks at it, and he eventually does get a shot off, but again, Trevor makes the save. Here's Bob picking up a puck off the faceoff over to Chris Marshall, who bounces it off the wall to himself, puts it up to Rob, and they're coming in, putting the puck back out high to Chris, but it goes through his legs, and that's going to be an ill-advised pinch from Bob there that's going to turn this into a 2-on-1 for the Royals the other way, dishing it across to that player, puts a shot on net, but Trevor gets across and keeps it out and then covers it up. More pressure from the Royals here as they get this puck off the draw, and the camera isn't quite up to it, but they pass it across to that player backdoor. He can't quite hold on to it, but he finds his player high who sweeps it on net. Trevor takes it off the neck area and it bounces around, ultimately ends up harmlessly in the corner. Here we see Aaron shoveling this puck. Only seconds left in the period. Up to Jared. He's going to go in, get one shot with a second left, and the clock runs out as the rebound is sitting there. We go to the third period, still 1-1. Jackals are looking to create some chances. Here we see Chris Marshall beating his man on the left side, so he goes in, takes a shot that gets directed to the corner by the goalie, but he picks up the rebound, goes behind the net, tries to shovel it out front to Lloyd. It ultimately comes out to Bob, and he throws it on net, and gets deflected wide, and as he's doing that, Chris runs into the goalie, and that's going to cause the referee to stop the play. Goaltender interference, but not a penalty, just enough to stop the play for being in the crease. That negates the chance, so the Royals are coming back the other way on that drop pass, directed to the corner by Trevor's blocker, and that wraparound attempt there was sneaky. Had a chance to go in, but Trevor got down low and made the save. Royals coming again though, and as we've seen from them, they drive wide, throw it in front, and that hits Brad's skate and was going in up high, it looked like, and Trevor knocked that down with the blocker, and Brad eventually did clear it out. Here we see Jake sweep that puck down low to Daryl, and he tries to quickly put it out front to John. It doesn't get there, but then he also taps the puck from the side of the net towards the crease area, but it ultimately does stay out. Here's a pass to Troy. It gets tipped wide, and it's going to bounce behind the net, back out front to Troy. Couple cracks at it from the edge of the crease before the goalie covers it up. So the Jackals are getting their chances to try and take a 2-1 lead here in the third period. But disaster is going to strike them a bit here. Here we see Jay trying to defend. He's chasing that player, and eventually he's going to hack at him a little bit and haul him down. The referee's going to call that a slashing penalty. It's going to be a 4-minute power play here for the Royals with about 5.5 minutes left in this game. So here's their chance. There's a shot up high. Trevor gets a blocker on it again, directing that up over the glass. Here's another save on the shot from the flank, but it's going to bounce out to the point. Slap shot from there. Jared tries to slide in and block it, gets through, but it doesn't get through Trevor's glove. Royals still on the power play, on the attack. Throw that puck towards the net, and a rebound that bounces out. Bob can't quite reach it as it bounces off the post out to an unchecked player on the left side who easily deposits that into the empty net to give the Royals a power play goal and a 2-1 lead. So now with the teams back to 5-on-5, this Royals player races down the right side, tries to cut in front with it. That's unsuccessful, and as Lloyd puts that puck to the wall, it's quickly thrown back in the net, and the rebound bounces out through Bob's legs, out of his reach. He does get a sweep at it and just gets a piece of it, and not enough. It puts it on the stick of the Royals player, who puts it high up into the net. Very similar to their first goal of the game, and that's going to result in a 3-1 victory here for the Royals tonight. So we'll have a look at the stats for the game. Just one goal to look at, but you will note the shots, 39-11 for the Royals. So yet another game where the Royals outshoot the Jackals badly, but this time the Royals do take the victory. Let's have a look at the overall stats. Notable at the top of the table, somebody has finally passed Ethan for sole possession of first place in the standings. Rob now with 6 points, one more than Ethan's 5. I had mentioned earlier that Jackals were third and the Royals were fourth in the standings, so let's have a look at the table now, and you'll see that this loss by the Jackals has dropped them into 5th place behind the Royals. The Royals do remain in 4th place. You'll see that the 3 Bears are at the top of the table, but that is just with one game in the division that they did win, so they have a 1,000 winning percentage, and that is the Jackals' next opponents as we look at the schedule for this upcoming week in the division. You see the Royals' next opponent is the last place Fraser River Motorboaters, and the 2nd and 3rd place teams, the Hellfish and the Garbage Men, take on each other at the end of the week. So that's it for this week's folks. We'll see you for the next game against the 3 Bears.